The sun rises over the marshes of southern Iraq, the wetland region fed by the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Home to people as far back as the Sumerians more than 5,000 years ago. In the early 1990s, Saddam Hussein ordered troops to drain most of the area as punishment for a tribal uprising against him. Around 75% of the 250,000 people known as the Marsh Arabs fled. When the dictator was toppled in 2003, many returned and demolished the dams that had deprived their homeland of water for so long. The years of violent oppression that the Marsh Arabs suffered under the former regime are over, but they say that repeated promises by governments since the fall of Saddam Hussein over better access to services have never been kept. They can live according to their traditions now, but life here is exceptionally hard. Salima Khudair bakes bread on a tiny island where her family raise buffalo. She says she's seen no improvement to their lives in recent years.
Life is miserable because of the heat and the toil of looking after our livestock. The water is bad for the buffaloes. We are very unhappy, but what can we do?
Experts say dams on the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in Turkey and Iran, combined with frequent droughts due to climate change, have increased the salinity of the marsh water. This affects the health of the water buffalo and the quality and quantity of milk they produce. RAZAQ JABAR has lived on the marshes most of his life. He says many Marsh Arabs like him are torn between moving away, hoping to find an easier life, or staying and preserving their culture.
During the summer, it's especially hard. Fish die and the cattle eat less, so they produce less milk for us to sell. In the winter, they suffer viruses. We have no veterinary services, no proper electricity, no schools, no health services either.
The Iraqi government was proud when UNESCO made the marshes a World Heritage Site 3 years ago. This magnificent building, built almost entirely from reeds, is called a mudif. It's where tribal elders discuss issues affecting the community, such as environmental problems and what many say is government neglect.
We have seen no improvement since the marshes were listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There were hopes it could be a place for environmental tourism, but that hasn't happened yet.
It's estimated the marshes have shrunk to 1/3 of the size they were 100 years ago. Now the people with a unique culture living in a long-suffering region of political violence say it's climate change and broken government promises that are the biggest threats to their lives. Stratford, Al Jazeera, in the marshlands of southern Iraq.